Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Kodiak Chris. Just getting my final bits in order here. Hope you're having a good morning, or evening, or afternoon, wherever you are. Hope things are good. It's morning where I am. I am honking back some coffee right now. Ugh. Okie dokie. Just let me know if everything sounds alright on your end. All of that good stuff. That would be great. We're gonna get started here. Alrighty. I'm gonna be working on this shield today. It's very basic in terms of geometry. But, hey Loki, thank you. Yeah, it's very basic in terms of geometry, but that's kind of the magic of hand painting things, is you can get away with a lot on a very flat surface. Alright. So yesterday I came in and I added these scratches up here, but I don't think I want to keep those, because when you're doing stylized pieces, you're really thinking about big, medium, and small shapes, and these are kind of my smalls here, the mediums here, and the big shapes here. So there's actually a couple of things I want to change about this. I'm going to tweak this a little bit. These shapes are repeating a bit too evenly for my liking. I might adjust one of these also. There's a bunch of stuff that needs tweaking. But in particular, these scratches here are much too small. So perhaps what I'll do is I'll just go in and fiddle with those. Maybe I'll just erase this one. What's happening? Did I blur it out? That's weird. Behaving very strangely. Yeah, it was erasing. It was erasing more than what was on this layer, which is very, very odd. In any case, let's recreate that layer. Normally, like 1024 is fine, but I need a little more resolution. So I'm actually going to put it at 4K here. And you don't need to worry, with Ucupaint, you don't need to worry about having different resolutions here. It'll all bake down to the same final texture that you select, which is really, really nice. I'm going to make a new 4K image that I can paint on. 4K might be a little overkill, but again, I don't care. It's all getting baked down to whatever resolution I want at the end. Make sure I'm on draw, I'm not erasing. Alright, I'm gonna color pick. Let's see. I'm thinking like I want like chunks taken out of it by an axe. Or something like that. Let me turn up the music and you can let me know. Is that better? Let me know if you can hear it. It was very low. Alright, let me know. Let's see. Okay. If I'm holding this shield and I get bopped with an axe, where's the axe gonna get, like, where's it gonna chop, basically? Maybe go across. Something like that. Okay. Awesome. Volume good for the music? I'm gonna smear this a little bit. Let's see. Do something like that. Make the gouge in the middle a little bit more kind of pronounced. And we can always tweak these layers later with Ucupaint. I can tweak the opacity, the blend mode, all of that good stuff. So I don't really have to worry about it. I'm also going to show everybody how to use Quick Edit. Which is a function in Blender I'm not sure everybody knows about. Maybe a hair lower and you're good. Don't apologize, it's all good. I'll try 18%. Let me know how that sounds. No, it's good. I appreciate the help dialing it in because I can't hear what it sounds like on your end, so. Alright. I'm gonna switch this to multiply. And bring its opacity down. Do I want to do that? Probably not. Go back up to mix. Alright. We're still online, I think. Thinking I want like a big gouge out of here. What would probably have made sense actually would have been to Lincoln, how long have I been painting this object or how long have I been painting in general? What's up, Cost? Let's see here. What's up, everybody? Thanks for coming by. How long have I been painting in general? I've been painting for several years, off and on. But if you're talking about this object in particular, I can't remember, a couple hours. Oh, okay, both. Yeah, so painting, like digital painting and stuff, I've been doing for years, off and on. I've been a hobbyist at it for a very, very long time. I kind of wish I had done my degree in something more kind of related to my interests. I ended up doing an architecture degree, which was It was fine, and it was challenging, but it was definitely not my passion. But I've been painting for several years. And then this thing, I don't know, this has only got maybe an hour or two in it. It's pretty quick. Pretty quick. One trend you're gonna notice, and I'm sure that as artists, all of you are familiar with this, but it's gonna look pretty bad for a good portion of what I'm working on. It doesn't really look good in the medium process, so like right now that looks pretty awful, but it doesn't really matter because I'm just planning out what this is gonna look like right now, and it'll polish up, it'll clean up nice. It's just kind of the way it goes. 80% of it looks absolutely terrifying and awful, and then after that it's better. Right. Now I have to try and match that to the color. So this top half is probably fine in terms of shadow. The bottom part is not. So let's see. Learn to do basic textures and pretty alright models, so I'm trying to learn to paint. Heck yeah. I like painting miniatures IRL, and I like 3D modeling, and I like digital painting, so like being able to paint on a model like this is kind of a combination of all of my favorite things. And then the fact that you can just slap it in a game engine afterwards and somebody can run around with it is a bonus. Pretty great. So right now I have a couple options. So what I'm thinking of doing is I need to highlight this bottom part, right? Because you can see that with all of these chops that are happening here, there's a highlight coming from the top. That's where most of the light is hitting this thing. So what I need to do is I need to highlight the parts of this kind of gouge where the light would be reflecting. I could do that on this layer, and just kind of paint it in and blend it in, but I can also create another layer, and then tweak its opacity and stuff like that if I want to. For right now though, I think actually what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna finish up my lines here. That's the wrong color. There we go. Just gonna tighten these up. So bring the opacity down. What's up, Stylu? How's it going? Alright. Let's try and finish this shape out. I do really want a lighter color. There we go. That's what I want. And we can fill this in. Here we go. What's everybody up to today? What you got going on? People at school, working? What's everybody up to? Chilling? Very cool shield. Thank you, man. Thank you, thank you. Right now it's gonna look a little bad as I cut chunks into it, but yeah. I'm trying to kind of learn the fundamentals of the Riot kind of airship syndicate stylized vibe. So it's a lot of like carving big, medium, small shapes, balancing those. A lot of gradients, a lot of color saturation. You can see the shadows very rich, like red, orange, that kind of stuff. I'm jobless. Yeah, same. I mean, I'm a freelance graphic designer and YouTuber, so I mean, I'm basically jobless, really, when you think about it. I try not to think about it too much. You working, Loki? Dang. Loki's the legendary one that puts accurate captions to all of my videos. Thank you, Loki. We love you, Loki. We love you all, but We love your labor, Loki. It is appreciated. Okay, so here's the thing. Looking at this from far away, this looks fine. It's fine, it looks like a big old chunk missing, but... question is now... Okay, here's what I think. I think I'll put the highlights on a different layer, because I'm happy with this right now. But I'm gonna smudge this, this color. I'm gonna smudge it using the smear tool, because I wanna broaden it out. I don't want super strong. I'm gonna just do that. Turn it down a bit. But I definitely want it darker in this region here. Like this is gonna be shadowed. It's not working very well, so maybe what I'll do is I'll just put the brush instead. Yeah, that's better. The music volume still good? I'm just trying to figure it out because I'll take note and I'll just set it up correctly for the next stream. Alright, that is not enough opacity. Gonna take a month at that rate. Another thing that's nice about Blender texture painting is right now you can see we got all these kind of partially see-through bits. And it doesn't look very good. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Thank you both. My mic is a little bit low. Okay, easy fix. Hold on. How's that? Easy fix. It also could be because I'm mumbling. I still haven't really had a chance to kind of consume my coffee here. That might be too much now. The mic's much closer and the volume's up. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So here you can see the opacity's kind of got this nasty, you can see through the opacity kind of thing. But all you gotta do is when you have the draw brush, okay, better, perfect. When you have the draw brush, you just hold shift, and shift will turn it into the smooth brush. So it just instantly becomes a softened brush. So to show you what I mean, I'll make a stroke, and then I can hold shift and it'll blur it out like that. So when I have like nasty opacity lines like this, I can just make my brush a little bigger, I can blur it, and it'll average that out. Might take a second. In fact, I can increase the strength here. Good. Okay. Yep. Oopsies, that's the draw brush. So it's just really handy when you want to soften something or smooth it a little bit. You can do it very quickly. There we go. Okay, that's looking a bit dark. Oh, that should have been on another layer. Heck. That's right. I have a zillion undo steps, because I make mistakes like that all the time. So here's the benefit of layers. Anybody wondering? I know some people love painting on a single layer. And that's actually a really good way to learn, because you're forced to kind of recognize how edges and things like that work when you're painting. But I don't want to do it on a single layer. Tell you what I do want to do though, I want to clean up these edges. So I'm going to switch to my eraser, my stroke method to line. I'm just going to drag it along these edges. I should get a nice clean line like that. This is not in the correct spot, so if I go across, there we go. Still not quite right. That's better. All right. Okay, let's create a new layer. Now because I'm only adding in a little bit of shadow to this, I can make this a 1096 layer, like just a 1K layer. Wish it would stop doing that. But I think now might be a good time to show you how the quick edit feature works, in case nobody's seen it. But basically what quick edit does, you go into your tool options right over here, and then scroll down to the bottom under options. There's this little dialog at the bottom called external right here. And if you've set this up, I'll show you how to do that in a second, but if you set this up, what you can do is you can grab a screen grab. You literally take a screenshot, and then you can paint on that screenshot in whatever your painting program is of choice. I recommend either Krita or Photoshop. I actually, for once, can't recommend Clip Studio Paint for this because Clip Studio Paint bakes its alphas opposite of the other two, which means when you try and bring in an image from Clip Studio Paint, you get a white border on it that you can't get rid of. It's awful. So if you want free, go with Krita. If you want industry standard, go with Photoshop. I'll be using Photoshop because my brushes are in there. But you can do it with Krita perfectly well. I've tested it a million times. In any case, let's say you want to do this. You won't be able to see this on the thing, I don't think, but you go to File, sorry, Preferences, Edit, Preferences. Oh yeah, you can see that. Okay, you can't see the pop-up dialog though. Then you're going to go into File Paths. In the Blender Preferences, File Paths is the very bottom option on the left. And then at the very bottom of that menu, there's one that says Applications. And where it says Image Editor, you want to pick the exe for whatever your image editing program is. So I think I have this, I don't have it set up already. Well, I will add a screen here so you can see what I'm doing. But I'm going to go over to this section here, and then I'm going to create a new layer. This is fairly important, actually. So let me rename this. I'll call that huge chunk. If you're doing this in Ucupaint, it's important that you create a new layer first, because modifying this one, it doesn't work very well. So I'm just going to create a new image. I'll say 2K. Okay. And then here, it's also 2K. You need to adjust this manually the first time, though, because for some reason that starts at 512. And you definitely want at least 1K resolution, so at least 1096. But all I need to do now is, because I've created a new layer that I can edit, and I've specified the resolution of that layer, all I gotta do is click Quick Edit. Now you can't see this, but right now Photoshop is opening up for me, and I will add a screen for it in a second so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, one moment. Let's go to Application Capture. Photoshop. There we go. Okay. Let's maybe scale this. Transform. Which the screen? There. And let me pop on top of it. Good. Okay. So I didn't do anything here. This is what you do, like what you see. As soon as you hit Quick Edit and your program opens, it's taking a screenshot of your item here. In order to take advantage of this fact, you want to create a new layer on top of it here, however you do that in your program, and that's the layer you want to paint on. Because we're actually going to delete the bottom layer and then save this over this file here, shield6 shield001.png. We're going to overwrite that. And we don't want to paint on the layer we actually imported. So what I do want to do, though, is I want to use the tools that are built into Photoshop or Krita or whatever to my advantage here. So I'm going to grab the polygonal lasso. And pardon me if this takes more than a moment, because I had a rather catastrophic drive failure literally 2 days ago. And I'm still recovering all my hotkeys and stuff. Okay, so I can use the lasso to make a selection. Then I can use Photoshop's brushes. Let's see, what color do we want? We want a darker color. I'm going to set this to multiply also. I'm just going to go through here. Wow, my another thing that suffered was my tablet settings. I'm barely grazing this at all, and you can see it's getting much, much darker. Okay, my selection was not good. Let's go back here. This is why it's good when you're doing quick edits, just to give yourself plenty of resolution. Where was the quick edit in Blender? I'll show you. So if we go, you go to the tool options, so you have to be in texture painting mode. Go into texture painting mode. And then this top panel here, the tool options, where my mouse is, it's all the way at the bottom. So normally it'll be closed like this, right? This is what you'll see. So go to the options right here. Open it up, and then at the very bottom of that, it will also be closed. Options, external. So you want to open that up. And then, yeah, you probably want to set it to at least 1K here. And then once you're satisfied with that, you just hit quick edit and it'll open in your program. And then I'll show you how to apply it in a second. But let's go back to Photoshop here. Make sure I'm in the program. Bring my brush size down. I will have to fiddle with my tablet settings. I also would like to select view. There's a way to shut off viewing your selection. Where is it? I can't remember. Doesn't really matter right now. You're welcome, Syed? Syed? I don't have no idea if I'm saying that correctly. Is that right? Alright, let's see. It looks okay. If I switch it to multiply and pull back the... Oh no. Alright, let's go here, switch that to multiply. That looks much too shaded. But I can fiddle with the... Why are you on a single layer now? What are you doing? Oh, I'm hitting... Oh. I'm accidentally hitting Control E. Because my pen button. Side. Okay. Awesome, thank you. Alright, let's see. Okay, so without merging these two layers... How's that? Still too dark, I think. So if we put it just back on normal... Crank it back up, that looks fine. Right, so now here's how you apply it. So like I said before, this is the only thing I want from this layer. And I'm just gonna hit Control S and save it. I'm gonna go back to Blender. Let me switch screens here. Okay. And I'm gonna click Apply. And I don't know if you noticed, but that little tiny bit of shading, oops, is there now. And it has its own blend mode, its own opacity. You can apply any of the kind of color correction tools to it. It's amazing. It's simply amazing, if you ask me. And then also, if I'm happy, sometimes you can actually merge these layers together. So hopefully this works and doesn't break. Generally speaking, it works fine. There you go. See, now that chunk is all one piece. Which is really, really nice. Because I have fewer layers I need to manage. Stuff like that. Alright. I create a new image. 2048 is fine. I want to zoom in here. And I'm just gonna paint some highlights. I don't want it on that. I want it there. Also want it on draw. Toggle eraser. Maybe give it something like this. I'm not sure that I love this giant chunk thing. That's probably because the way I'm painting it is not very good right now. Let me have a think about what I would need to do here. Yeah, that definitely helps sell it a little bit. Let's grab a darker color still. I'm gonna barely go in here and darken that up. I'll add some highlights to it as well, because that will also help us out a lot here. Okay, that definitely looks better. It's really important that you step back from it, give yourself some distance. It helps you see the overall kind of pattern of things. Which reminds me, I want to find the here we go. It should be more descriptive than shield layer. I tell people in my videos, always name your layers, and then, well, sometimes I name my layers. Okay, let's say shaded medium shapes, because that's the best I can do right now. I'm gonna switch to my eraser. That's not erasing. Ugly eraser. Come on, here we go. I'm just gonna pull that right back. Because I don't want it repeating that exact same shape. In fact, I may just get rid of it altogether. And then I'll just pick a different shape there. Alright. Back up here. Let's rename both of these. That should do. Never name anything, and after I need to rename 100 objects for export, that's a pain. I think we've all been there. I don't think anybody starts their like learning their own pipeline by naming things correctly, and if they do, that's really impressive. Because it seems like, I don't know, maybe this is just me, but like when I'm creating something and I'm really excited about it, the last thing I want to do is pause and be like, I should probably name this so that I can find it later. But it actually really is just it's a good habit. But I feel you, Stylu. 100% been there. Alright, so we're highlighting here. I'm gonna grab a little bit more color. Make sure that I'm on draw mode here. I don't know that I want the strength up like that. I'm gonna leave pen pressure on for this, but I'm just gonna go in and I'm gonna make some marks, and I'm gonna smooth it, and then I'm gonna make some marks and I'm gonna smooth it until I'm happy. And if I need to, I can always go back in and erase it. It's really not a big deal. Could use a little bit more lightness here, actually. Just a smidge. Because light would bounce around up there. In fact, that's still a bit too strong. Okay, it's starting to look like a chunk of wood is missing from it. That's good. That's promising. Just save quickly. Alright, so we're on the highlight layer. Let's grab a nice high highlight like that right there. Bring it up. I could do this with the by setting my stroke to line, and I may yet. Right now, let's just have a little fun doing it by hand. Just a little bigger. Any parts of it I don't really love, I'm just gonna smooth out. Gonna hold shift, go over them, smooth it out. And because it's on its own layer, I don't need to worry about blurring anything underneath. I can always erase it if it overlaps where I don't want it. Alright, let's make this a little bit bigger, just a bit bigger of a highlight. Always blur it after. Do the same thing on the top here. It needs a little bit here. And then this, we're going to bring the strength way down. We're going to bring the part that's facing where the light is coming from the most is going to get the most light. So we're going to brighten it up here. Here we go. It's looking better. And brighten this side up too, just a smidge. Because this light is gonna bounce, right? Gonna come down here, it's gonna hit this part and it's gonna bounce in here. Probably right around the middle. I'm just gonna bring this down a tiny bit. I'm gonna lighten it up a smidge in the middle, blur it. Here we go. And then I'm gonna add some more contrast. I'm gonna pick the dark color and I'm gonna go over the outside edge here again. Let's just do that. Bring this back to line. Turn the strength up a bit. See, it's not the correct color. Now, why is it leaving a weird trail on the other side? That's my question. See that? It's got aliasing on it, and I'm not sure why. Could be resolution limitation, actually. Now that I think about it. Let's just go here. Make this darker manually. Dial that in a little bit. I would like to blur that very much. Just want it a little bit darker there. Let's go ahead and correct that a bit. Layer am I on? This layer. Okay, looking good. All right, we're on highlights. Very good. Let's pick a nice light color. I think we're set to space. I have this set to sample the actual color that's rendered. What's happening? Why is it not drawing the color I want? Thanks, Loki. Doses. Oh, because I'm on erase alpha, that's why. Probably help if I were on the correct drawing setting. You can check to see if you're using toggle eraser. You can check right here. It'll always tell you if you're on mix, which is your blend mode, or if you're erasing. I was on my eraser. Here we go. Probably gonna erase here. Just to let that bit of the knot come through. And we're gonna go back to line. I want a nice clean erase here. Nice clean line. Bit thin. There we go. Here we go. So I'm guessing everybody in the chat is a Blender user, is that correct? Anybody use anything else? Or do any art aside from 3D? Here's a question. Did anybody find my channel from stuff that wasn't about Blender? There's an eraser in Blender? Yeah, there actually is. So when you're texture painting, all of this stuff you see up here is normal. Like, it's not a part of Ucupaint. In order to erase, you actually want the erase alpha. And all that's doing is it's literally deleting the pixel data from the image that you're painting on. You can put it there. What's up, Dark Cordial? Blender and Krita? I used Krita for a long time before switching to Clip Studio Paint, and now I'm trying to relearn it because it's a lot more powerful now than it used to be. It's pretty impressive what they've managed to do. And I'm a huge open source fanboy, so I'm out of practice with Krita though. I tried to make a pixel art animation in Krita. And it seemed pretty dang good for that. Its animation tools have come a long way. Okay. We're at the point where I don't hate what I've drawn here, but I need to dial it in some. Definitely looks like a chunk got taken out. So that's good. I use Krita also, but the text tool is terrible, not gonna lie. Like, terrible, they should improve it. I think actually the text tool, someone commented on one of my videos that Krita was in the process of implementing brand new text tools. I wonder though, if Inkscape, like the free open source vector graphics program, would be good at text management. I played around in Inkscape. I'm used to Illustrator. Again, I work as a graphic designer, so I play around with all those things all the time, but I haven't really played with text in Inkscape, so that might be like doing your kind of text design in Inkscape and then bringing it into Krita if you're doing like comics or stuff that need text. Maybe that would be a good workaround, because Inkscape's also completely free. I'm also considering looking at Sprite, which is like a pixel art animation software. You can buy it for $20 as a pre-packaged thing, but you can also compile it for free. I don't know the first thing about coding though, so I'm not gonna compile it. But if you know how to do that, you can get it for free. Although I could just show people how to do it in Krita. Dang it. Alright. Let us see here. Let us take a sip of coffee. Who drinks coffee, chat? Who among you drinks coffee? Or do some of you hate it? I've set Krita to my default edit externally default, and it's been pretty convenient for fine detail. Yeah, it's the ability to hop out and use your digital painting software with all of its tools, like your lasso, your masks, all of that, like fancy brushes, is absolutely genius. And I love it. I love it so much. I just wish, like, I got so used to working in Clip Studio Paint. Like, I literally made a video about the fact that I have a one-handed keyboard that's set up for Clip Studio Paint so I can work fast. But Clip Studio Paint's, for some reason, they cook their alpha, like when they bake down their alpha information, it's the opposite of Photoshop and Krita, so I can't really show you here easily. I may show it in a video in the future, but basically What that means is that when I try and like, when I bring in a new layer and I click apply down here, it has a white border on it, like an alpha border that you can see, and it looks awful. And you can use a color ramp to like crunch it and pull it in, but it just looks absolutely awful. Very sad. That was very sad. Alright. What do I do next, chat? Thoughts, opinions, suggestions? One chunk of damage is not sufficient, that's for sure. I don't drink coffee, but the taste is good. Interesting. I drink my coffee black. I can't stand it with milk and sugar and stuff in it anymore. I mean, it tastes good, but it doesn't taste good for very long. I think that's the problem. Wonder if maybe I should experiment with some more wood detail. Like some more grain. What do you think, chat? Does it need more grain? Or is this good for grain? I kind of like the grain it has. Let me zoom out. I think if I add more grain, it's gonna look a little too busy. Tell you what though, I could probably use a knot in it somewhere. Maybe right here. Let's see. Where's my flow of shapes here? I got a big shape. Everyday coffee. Trying to cut back a bit, honestly. And yeah, the milk goes bad pretty fast. Am I gonna paint the edges of the shield? Yes, I am. That's what I was thinking I might do. I might jump away from the wood and give my brain a break from it. And we'll paint the metal a little bit. No, no sugar at all. Sugar gives me grief. Let me just put it that way. It's just not, it's not a good time. Something about being a living monolith and sugar and I don't get along. It messes up my matrix. Okay. Maybe what we should do then is we should go here. Let's just select all of the faces we don't want. Paint on, there we go. Alright, so I'm going to use my paint mask here. That's what this button does. So for those of you who aren't sure what I just did, I went into edit mode and I selected the faces I want to paint on. How many tries? It does, I have not converted it into tries yet. It has 114 though. Right here, you can see. If you want to be able to like easily see what your object has in Blender in terms of vertices, edges, etc. If you go to overlays up here in this part, if you go to the drop down, there's a little thing called statistics right here. And if you turn it on, it'll give you all of the relevant information about your object. So it'll tell you which collections it's in, what name it is, how many, which object of how many vertices, edges, faces, and triangles. It's awesome because this is the power of hand painting, right? This is why it's so good. It's because if I go into solid mode, this is the geometry. This is it. Like, that's it. There's nothing more than that. It's really, really, really simple. But because you can map it using UVs, you can do whatever you like with it. Now notice this is really weird looking. And this is because of what I said in one of my videos. Blender's used to looking at one layer, and Ucupaint is composed of many layers. If you want to see what your individual layers look like, if you go into solid mode and play around, this is what you'll see. Don't worry though, nothing's broken. It's just that Blender's used to looking at a single image in solid mode. And it'll look at whatever image you have selected in your list here. It's like you can hand paint details that aren't there. Exactly. That's exactly what it's like. It's awesome. But let's do that. I'm gonna try and paint the metal. Oh boy. Burgundy. Burgundy Jung Butihu. Good advice. Good suggestion. Let's do that. Alright, let's fix our selection here though. So you'll notice that if I want to select all of this outside part, that would be a pain in the butt. So I'm going to go to face select mode. I'm going to select these faces, all of them. I'm just going to hit Control I, and it's going to invert my selection. So all of the faces I didn't have selected are now selected, easy peasy. Go to texture paint mode. I'm going to make sure that I have the mask on, like this. And then I think probably what I'll try and do here is a gradient. So I'll go to my fill tool. I have no idea if this is going to work or not, chat, so we're learning together. It'll be fun. I have a suspicion it will, but I don't know if I'll get the result I want. I can also use some of the baked tools in Ucupaint if I need to, but I want to try this gradient thing first. So I'll select my fill tool over here. Then I'm going to go down to my tools, make sure I'm in the tool options. I'm going to select a gradient. When I select gradient, look at what pops up here. A gradient. Amazing. So I'll just double click this. Not that. I'll click here. There we go. I'm going to color pick that color. That's my darkest color for that. For right now, which is fine. And for my lightest color, I'm going to pick the same color, but I'm just going to adjust it. Here we go. Now, a shift does not constrain this, by the way, so backwards. You can kind of fiddle with it, like you'll notice that the gradient takes on a different pattern depending on where you put this thing. So let's see. I have the light kind of hitting right here the strongest. So it might not be terrible to do something like that. Right, and I think I'm going to put this on overlay because I want some of the color underneath, some of the color differences to shine through. So let's just test it and see. So here it is without any layer at all, and this is with the layer. So I don't hate that, but it's very, very blue. So maybe what I'll do, I think I'm just gonna leave it like this and then we'll paint it as needed. That's what I'm thinking. Now, I wonder, maybe we do an ambient occlusion pass. Let's see what we get. It might break, it might be sad, but it might not. I'm willing to take the risk. Okay, so for my ambient occlusion, because I want to be able to change the color and saturation, I'm going to create a new layer over here. I'll call it AO metal, or ambient occlusion metal. I'm going to set its color to something close to the kind of, like this color. I'll just pick it. That's fine. Now click OK. Now, because I'm doing ambient occlusion, I'm going to bake it. But I want to be able to change the color, which is why I have a solid color. So I'm going to do an ambient occlusion mask. I want some good resolution on this. 2048 is the number. Had a little brain fart there. It's fine. Samples 32. I'm going to set it to 64. Put it on GPU because my GPU is a monster. AO distance, I'm going to put to like 1.2. I'm just going to turn it up a little bit. Fiddle with it. Give my GPU a second to spit that out. Hope nothing crashes. You can do it with a CPU too, it really doesn't take very long. My GPU is a little angry right now though. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Blender's angry. Madge. Well, let's see what happens. Who in the chat thinks Blender's gonna crash right now? Let's see it. Sound off. Press 1 if you think Blender will crash. Press 2 if you think it'll survive. I think it's gonna crash. Well, we'll find out. Well, surprise, surprise. It crashed. You were correct. Yep, you got it. All right, let's see. Fortunately for me, I save like a maniac. So we don't really need to worry about it too much. All right, new layer. Let's try it again. Let's use our CPU this time, shall we? Okay, solid color, AO metal. I did save. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Alright. I have this layer selected. What's up, Uchu? How you doing? I am in the process of baking some ambient occlusion. And I accidentally crashed Blender last time. You missed it. This time, let's just do this way. Hello, Agni. Wait a second. Rakai Sahakaria. That's Arsa. What's up? How's everyone doing? Alright, let's see here. I want 2048. I'm gonna leave the rest. I'm just not gonna fiddle with the rest right now. Leave the rest of this here. Okay. Let's see if my computer wants to crash again. It might do. True. Your add-on is insane. It's so good. Ah, there we go. It baked down this time. Alright, I'm gonna add a ramp to that. I might need to invert it also. Let's maybe put this on a ridiculous color for the time being. Alright, let's invert the mask here. Don't use anti-aliasing. Oh, it's fine. Okay, if I turn up the samples and stuff, I'll definitely turn it off. Because I think I might have just overtaxed my system there a little bit. Alright. So we got a little bit of ambient occlusion in here. Let's crunch it. See what we get. Ooh, that's nice. Color's wrong though. Let's bring our color down here. There we go. Look at that. Easy peasy. So nice. Don't use anti-aliasing if you're using denoise. Okay. Alright. Let's see. I think I want the shadows to be warm. warmer than they are here. Let's pull the hue slightly more towards the warms here. And I'm gonna clear the mask so I can see what we're looking at here. Okay, it's looking better already. It's nice. I think if we go here, I'm gonna add a gradient to this also. Just to the bottom, a little bit. Let's see. Is that a solid color layer? Solid bottom red. Same color. Add a gradient. Put our vector. Set it in the Z. Did I just do a thing? Yeah, I just did a thing I should not have done. What's happening? Did I lose my AO mask? No. Apparently I did. Yeah. It's fine. It's actually fine to use FXAA with denoiser, but if you used high resolution, sometimes it can be too heavy. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. I put it on 4K. And it died immediately. Okay. Let's try this again. This is all fine. Yeah, this is okay. Oh, I think I'm dumb. I think I forgot to mask it again. Definitely happens sometimes. I hate being dumb. There we go. Control I. Texture paint. There we go. Let's try this one more time. Solid color. Okay. Ambient occlusion. This is all fine. Here we go. All right, let's add our trusty ramp. Let's invert it. Crunch it together some. Here we go. Nice. Okay, let's save it now. Apparently I didn't do that last time. Solid color. Add a mask. There will be procedural AO soon, so you don't have to bake to use AO. Really? That's awesome. That's ridiculously exciting. Let's switch this to object so I can manipulate it easily. Like we normally see, it has spawned on the positive X side, which it always does, in my experience. I'm gonna rotate it -90 on the Y, get it to go to the bottom, set this to multiply, and we can fiddle with it here. I want a ramp though. I want to be able to crunch it. Let's see which way. Ooh, interesting. Okay, minus 90 to put it on the bottom. Is it using the same system we were fiddling with before, Uchu? Like your crazy filter? Engine filter? Oh, let's see what's going on here. Why is this being weird? Oh, here we go. Apparently it needs to be rotated on that axis as well. Oh, okay. Weird. Weird. I'm gonna blur it. Crank the blur so it looks better. Bring the multiply down. Up. A bit strong. Let's bring it up a bit. You can already try it using the latest master branch by using edge detect mask. Do I have the latest branch? How recently did you update it? I just grabbed the master branch. I must not have the most recent one. No. It's alright, I'll grab it later today. That's really exciting, man. That's extremely exciting. Okay. Now, I think, let's see if I can merge this one down. Sometimes this works. No, not yet. Okay, no problem. What I can do, bake this mask. Go here. Mask options. Duplicate his image. Okay. And duplicating the mask as an image takes it from a procedural mask to a baked one, which I can now blur, right? Like, if I have this one selected, let me just make sure my mesh filter's on. There we go. So now, before, this was a procedural mask, but because I baked it, I don't actually know how I got that. Oh my god, I can right-click and do that. Wow. Today I learned. I haven't updated that yet. Not yet. I will, though. That sounds insane. Alright. So now, because I turned that into an image, I can adjust this manually. I can smear it and do whatever I want. Which I do want to do. Just gonna pull it around a little bit. This is all gonna get painted on. This all needs to be highlighted up here. I'm gonna need to open up my metal reference because I haven't painted stylized metal in a minute. I feel like I'll be very rusty. What the heck layer is that? Here. There you go. Okay. Let's see. So here's what we know about metal and highlights. Metal has the tendency to here, maybe I'll do this here. Close this. Let me switch over to Photoshop. Okay. Okay, so metal has a tendency. Metal has a tendency. I can get there eventually. And it's a hard brush. I have no idea what's happening right now. Okay, here we go. Right, so metal, rather than kind of blow out in shades, rather than that, what metal tends to do is cluster together the highlights so if I have a bright spot here, the dark spots will gather around it. There aren't really... How do I explain this? Hard to explain. Why am I... Oh, what? Here we go. Because the surface is reflective, the highlights tend to reflect the actual shape of the light much better. Let's just pretend that this is a reflective rectangle. And I'm looking at something reflective here. There's not going to be much separation between the bright part and the very dark parts at all. Whereas with a less shiny material, you would kind of get this, like, fading off. So something like this would not be unreasonable for metal. But it's hard to paint, so let's see how we do. Go back to Photoshop. I'm going to close that file. Oh. Okay. So, we go here, a new layer. Want at least a 2K for this. Okay. We go to top view. And I'm going to pick a color. Let's just pick this color. Bring it down. It's very, very dark. I'm gonna switch my stroke to line, because what I want to do right now make sure I'm on draw mode. I just want to go across the top here. Like that. I'm going to do the same thing on this side also. Same thing across the front. Basically, I'm just kind of filling in the darkest value right now, and then I'll go in and smudge it and blur it until it's doing what I want. Right. Turn this back to space. And let's just start painting. Let's see what we get. Remember, it's gonna look bad for the first little bit. That's okay. I'm not that worried about it. I'm not terribly concerned about that right now. I'll worry about it looking really bad after the fact. Right. Yeah, I'm excited to get the new branch and check it out for sure. Always something exciting to figure out. Some new feature to learn. Very, very exciting. All right. Again, right now, it's gonna look rough. That's alright. It is A-okay. Just trying to plan out where the highlights are going. That's crazy. That's crazy. Real-time edge detection. Ah. Ah. I love it. Oh, I'm excited to try that out. Still got a while to stream yet. First, though. Maybe... I'm gonna blur these out just a bit. You can always come back and fix them later. I think that needs to be, let's see. Back to line, let's bring our opacity down. Select this color. Yeah, it's better, okay. This color here. Oh, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited, I'm excited. Real-time AO, real-time AO. Bring this down. Oh man, yeah. Eevee good. Eevee very good. Okay, kind of looks like butt cheeks right now, but we'll get there, don't worry. Don't you worry, chat, we'll get there. Just a matter of patience. Who wins, you or the art? The one that has the more patience, that's who. Alright, let's turn off our mask and see what we got. Okay, it's starting to look decent. Not amazing yet, but decent for sure. I'm gonna grab this color, and I'm gonna just fill in the bottom here. I should probably be on draw. That would help. Just gonna fill it in. Whoopsies. This to space. There we go. And I want a nice sharp reflection, because with metal it doesn't really, it kind of blurs a little bit, but not much. Let's bring this down. Actually looked better before, so. Just do a quick save. All right, chat, I'm gonna have a think here. It's gonna hurt my brain, but I'm gonna do it. Thinking. It hurts my brain. What am I gonna do for the backside of the shield? Probably the same thing, or something similar anyway. Maybe what I could do is have it have like a leather backing, because this isn't being used for anything other than practice, right? So I can kind of make it do whatever I want. So maybe what I could do is I can make it look like there's leather stretched over the back. With some like little metal pins. That might be fun. Might be fun to do. I can also always model a little handle and just kind of paint it and stick it on there and join them together, and then I could throw it in an engine. The thing I didn't do, which I really should have done at the beginning actually, was put a modifier on it so that it bent out a little bit. So they would come out like, you can't see that, whoopsies. It would come out like this. Sounds hard, but you think I can pull it off. Thank you. It does sound hard, but that's the point. It sounds challenging. Challenging is good. It's really important to get out of your comfort zone when you're drawing. When you're painting. Oopsies. Could you help me with a small problem I have with the Ucupaint? I can't solve it. I'm not the best at Blender yet. I can certainly try. What's up? You also, I mean, you have the benefit of the app's creator, the add-ons creator being in chat, I think, so that's pretty good. I think we can help you between a lot of us. Alright, let's turn my mask back on. Oops. Alright, need to reselect these apparently. Let me turn on my... Oh, I did. Okay. We're fine. I just have my overlays off. Like a silly goose. Switch to draw. Make sure I'm on space. I am. I want to select this color. I want to get it. Jeez. Here we go. Okay, I was following your Pokemon tutorial, but when I try to make a line across the ball, it does not make it like on the sides. Okay, so one of the tool settings you need to change. It's weird to explain, so I sent a clip of the problem. Okay, 1 second. Let me pull up my Discord. I don't see the clip. It could be that you need to turn occlude and backface culling off. So if you want to draw all the way through something with like a line, you need to shut these off. Occlude says don't paint on whatever is hidden, right? So like the backside of something. And backface culling is literally taking, like, backface culling shuts off the insides. It's in chat. Oh, I gotta pull up my YouTube chat. Sorry, I'm looking on OBS. Give me a sec. Where is it? I don't see it in chat, actually. Am I losing my mind? Possibly. If you have the clip, I don't know if you're in my Discord or not. There's a link in the description for the live stream if you want to join and send it there. Because I can't see it in my YouTube chat at all. I did, it's still happening. That's very strange. Oh, you know what? I wonder actually. Oh, you're very welcome. I blocked the links. Did I? Okay. Yeah, sure, join the Discord. I'll have to address the link issue on YouTube chat afterwards. Because you should be able to post links. I wonder, Lingen, if you still have part of the Voltorb selected as a mask. Because you remember the section where we select the top part of it to make it red? You may have the paint mask on. That's just a thought. I mean, maybe you don't, but it's something to consider. Okay, in the media channel, perfect. Let me take a look. Okay, in media, let's see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine if it's just a ball. So what is going on? Occlude and backface culling are off. Hold on, let me take another look here. Oh, wow. Okay, let's take a look. Come on. Come on, fingies. My fingers aren't working. Okay. What is going on here? That's such an interesting problem. Let's see. Let me look at Blender here for a second quickly. Alright, let's see. Cursor, yes. Alright, let me save this quickly. See if I can reproduce your problem here. So I'm guessing you just put in a UV sphere. Just a regular old UV sphere. I do wonder if it's a resolution issue. Where's Ucupaint? Why is it not in my list here? Okay. Alt J. Oh, there we go. Try doing a smart UV unwrap, but still same problem. Yes, I wonder if it's actually 1080 by 1080. Okay, that's fine. It could be. Yep. I just wonder if it's if you didn't subdivide the ball. Because right now this is its actual geometry, right? Like it has. Let's see. Right now it only has 512 faces, which is the maximum you'd be able to paint on. It's not very much. But if I subdivide it and then apply it, I've got a lot more faces to paint on. So let's try it with just the ball. Like this. On a texture paint mode, I'll do a quick one. It's fine. New image, 1024, that's fine. On a material preview so I can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna set my pen to black. Stroke, set to line. Strength is all the way up, radius is fine. Okay. And let's do this here. The options, shut these off. Go all the way through our object. Yeah, there you go. See, the problem, I think, Lingen, is that there's just not enough, still got the problem after subdividing it 3 times. Okay, well, let's give it a shot. So I'm gonna hit Control 3, I'll apply it. Did you apply the modifier? Like, I have this on here, right? But right now, unless that modifier is applied, it still only has this geometry. That modifier is only doing it visually. So you have to make sure to apply the modifier. Because now it has this much to draw on, so let's see if it'll make a difference. So again, if I go here and make sure backface and occluder off, and I draw through my object. Oh, weird. So I wonder if it has to do with symmetry then. Nope. Let's try Y symmetry. That's so weird. I don't know if Uchu's still here, Forced, but yes, you can invert masks. I'm having the same problem, Lingen. What the heck is going on here? That's no good. How are we supposed to build an army of Voltorbs if we can't even paint them correctly? Okay, well, I mean, really, you can just rotate it and paint it from the side, but you shouldn't have to do that. It's so bizarre. Okay. Make sure my modifier is applied. It is. What the heck? Okay, let's try that. Let's try subdividing it first. UV sphere. Subdivide. Apply. Now try this. Okay. I can't imagine it's a resolution image because I'm pretty sure it was originally just... No, it's cut off at the sides again. Okay, hold on. What if I draw from really, really far out? No. What on earth is happening here? I'm so confused. I'm legitimately confused. Uchu, I don't know if you're still there, or if you're in bed now, but I don't think this is a Ucupaint problem. I think this is a Blender problem. They both need to be off in order for it to work correctly. Oh, that's too hot. Too hot. Do you have any idea? Maybe it's the line brush? Maybe. What's going on with the stroke here? I don't think so. This is all just like... This is all exactly the same way it was when I did the tutorial. Uchu, do you have any idea why this might be happening? We've got occlude and backface culling off, and it's not going through the whole object. I don't think it's a Ucupaint problem. I think it's a Blender. Yeah, me neither. This is really strange. Lincoln, this is strange. I did not have this problem until you mentioned it. Weird. That's weird. But I mean, okay. So for in terms of a fix, just hit 3 on your keyboard and go to the side, and then you can do it that way. I mean, that's still really, really exceedingly odd, though. Strange and surpassing strange. Yeah, I mean, you might need to tweak it a little bit. I have no idea why that's a problem. That is very, very strange. Alright, let's see if Blender wants to load this or not. Doesn't look like it. Blender is Madge. That's alright. Yeah, same version. Well, I'm on 4.02, I think. Let me double check. Try sculpting the mesh and adding the eyebrows. That's really strange. That's legitimately a strange thing to have happened. Because up until now, did not have that issue at all. Wow. Yeah, I'm on the same version, 4.0.2. Isn't that super weird? That's very weird. Come on. There we go. Grab this color. I'm gonna make it a lot brighter now. Just for the brightest highlights. Arsa, you're a genius. This is why Arsa got a thank you in my video. Genius. Absolute genius. I feel like I'm gonna need to pull up my reference sooner rather than later because I'm reaching the limitation of my memory for how to do this. Probably Blender help. Okay, let's see. Switch back to space. Make sure my X symmetry's on. Extremely bright spot here. Here. Oh, it's like, why is my opacity not working? Look at my stroke. It is. I say. Things that make you go, Okay, I have to use my brain now. I'm a little sad about this. That's okay. It's okay. Sometimes we have to use our brains, and that's alright. Even if it hurts a little bit. Okay, these, first of all, I'm gonna shut X symmetry off. These should not be symmetrical. This way. My smear. I'm gonna select just these. Dang it. There we go. Now I can't smear any face but the ones I want to. Well, I say that and then it starts smearing in the wrong direction. Smear smooth, smear smooth, smear smooth. And remember, like I said, when you're smoothing, a smaller brush is going to help you better because it's averaging a lot of pixel data very quickly. So if you can get away with using a smaller brush, I very much recommend it. It'll work a lot faster. All right. Let's see. I should probably just save these as a vertex group, shouldn't I? Here, now I don't have to worry about it anymore. Here we go. Thanks, Arsa. Appreciate that. Oh, weird. It was the angle. How did my angle get adjusted? What the heck? Oh, thanks, Arsa. Okay, to anybody watching who wasn't following that, if you can't draw through your object correctly, make sure you're angle is set to 90 degrees in your fall off here. Mine's 80. Why? I didn't change that. That's bizarre. Alright. Metal's looking... well, sort of metalish. Let's pick some spots for highlights here. Okay. Whoopsies. You know what? I want, this kind of needs to be done on a plane by plane basis. So, we're gonna do exactly that. Every different plane is gonna face the light differently. 80 is the default value? Weird. For some reason, well, I'm probably misremembering, but my brain remembers it being 90. But, yeah, memory is very strange. You would think that being made of a crystal lattice would help you with your memory, but no. Sure doesn't. I forget things just as much as the next monolith. Oh, what are we doing for time? Oh, we've been alive for 2 hours. Okay, I'm gonna keep going for a little bit. Might need to step out and grab a drink quickly, but thank you to everybody who's chilling with me right now. I hope you're having a good time. Okay, let's see. What I really should be thinking about is, whether the light source. Okay, this is gonna be bouncing the environment. Crap. Think. I don't know. We're gonna have to, whatever, we'll fiddle with it. It's fine. Just gonna draw in some guff, and we'll figure it out afterwards. You can change the value and do right-click reset default value to make sure. It is 80. Good grief. And the solution was to set it to 90? I guess that makes sense, actually. Because it's wrapping 90 degrees around the side from where you're looking at it. Actually, that makes perfect sense. Because it stopped about 10 degrees short of the 90 degree, like, pole. Okay, let's see. There. I'm trying to think of this in terms of, like, mini painting non-metallic metal. Oh, Stylu, having Arsa and Ucupaint here, very good. That's very helpful. For me too. They've taught me a lot. Alright, let me grab my pen here. I got an offer in the email. I got an email yesterday. Actually at like 2 o'clock in the morning where I live. To do a review for a Huion tablet. And, I mean, I think I'm gonna do it. Because it's not like a tiny tablet. I don't recommend tiny tablets. But like, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm like a new YouTuber. So, I'm gonna have to try and figure that out. But still, it's an exciting opportunity. Give it a try. this. Okay, it's starting to look more metally. That's good. That's a very good sign. What I wanted to do though was I want to add some darker, oopsies, darker strips in here. Because the contrast, I think, is what sells metal. See, I'm not sure about that. My instinct is that they just want to send me the tablet and be like, "Hey, didn't pay me anything to say this, blah blah, I'm just gonna review it." But I mean, I'm gonna ask them. I already have a tablet, I don't really need another one. I have a Huion, I love it, it's great. But it's more about the fact that I should probably take the opportunity to accept a sponsorship. Because if I want to make a living doing YouTube, I'm gonna have to do that. There's just no other alternative. Plus, like, I'm gonna level with you right now. If it's one of those deals where they're like, you have to say something nice about our product, I'm gonna be like, well, that's just too bad, because I'm not gonna do it then. If your product's a garbage, I'm gonna tell people it's garbage. Can't stand that. I can't stand that. Alright. Let's bring a darker value here. Dark. I want it dark. Yeah. There we go. Maybe darker still, just a smidge. There we go. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is a disagreeable number. That's okay. There's maybe too many details. Like, it's maybe too much kind of information. So I may go in and simplify it quite a lot. But for right now, this is fine. Okay, let's grab this here. Like I said, I'm gonna do this kind of a plane at a time. Or a couple planes at a time. Shut this off so I can grab the color. There we go. Probably on the bottom, that's not going to be correct, but that's fine. Right now, just trying to the gist of it here. Oof, that did not look great. right now. Looks pretty rough, fam. That's okay though. That's just how it go. Just keep on trucking. I think maybe we approach this somewhat differently. Rather than continuing those, because that wouldn't actually make sense. What are we gonna do here? I think, first of all, I think there's too much. There's too much information going on here. There's too much detail. So we're gonna kind of mellow it out a little bit. Knock it back a little. Just don't want that. There we go. Okay, let's make a decision about where you want the highlights and stuff. I need to check my reference. Right, I'm gonna leave these in here as just kind of indicators where things might want to go. This down. Let's grab a really very light version of that. Or very tippy top highlights. Should be almost white. Almost white. It's brightest. Just a line. Let's see. Bring it down. It's my radius. 2. 2. What I might do actually, help me out a little bit here. Let's save first of all. Important to save. This is NMM, non-metallic metal. Create a new solid color layer. gonna make it white so I can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna go to bevel grayscale and bake it. It's pretty noisy. Let's try that again. Bevel grayscale. 12 samples, please. All right. See what's happening on this mask here. There we go. The opposite of what I want here. Come on. There we go. All right. Try something else here. Let's try something else. Okay, here's nothing at all. This is a bit of it. Here's a max, and here's a bit of it. I'm gonna take a bit of it. Let's just see what it looks like in contrast to my shield. Better, for sure. I'm wondering if it would be better just to have a single highlight on the sides here instead of a billion of them. Because having so many of them, it's a little distracting, I feel like. That's my feeling. So let's just go in and grab these. Okay, and then, whoa. Good heavens. There we go. Change this back to space. I'm just gonna paint these in with the base color till I'm happy. There we go. That's fine. Bring it a little darker. Okay, let's think. I'm gonna turn my X symmetry off. I want to highlight where? Here? I'm just gonna do one on each side this time and see what I get. So I'll put the base color as being pretty dark. Do the same thing here. Highlight there. Go down there. Where do I want it? Here? I'm gonna create another vertex group so I don't have to do that again. Is anybody working on anything in Blender right now? assign that. There we go. I don't have to worry about that again. Scrolling on Twitter. Anything interesting? I hadn't been on Twitter for a million years, and then I hopped back on, and I gotta say the actual, like, if you're on art Twitter, it's not that bad. I thought it would be bad. It's not actually that bad. They call me the scrolling machine. I wonder if this is going to collect more towards the bottom, actually. Should probably try that. Like here. Try that. Okay. It's time for me to open up my reference. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Oh, no. No. Okay, I think I saved my reference in a folder. Like I said the other day, I had a catastrophic drive failure and I had to reinstall literally everything. I forgot to reinstall PureF. Dang it. Dang it. Right. That's fine though. Alright, let's just finish blocking out this awful metallic highlights. These are gonna just look like crap for now. It's just how it's gotta be. It's fine. That's actually looking a bit better. Choose my add-on rather than PureRef. Well, you have an add-on for reference? What? You can do reference in here? Okay. There's still so much I have to learn. It's called Convenient Image Loader. Okay, I definitely will. That sounds very handy. Oh, that's better. Okay, that's the kind of metal highlight we're looking for here. I'm saying it just takes a long time sometimes to get where you want to go. That's better. Much, much better. parts of a blender, yeah? Sweet, I'm excited to check that out. Alright. Let's maybe try and stick these into the corners. Oh yeah, much better. These I'm gonna blur up. You know what, I'm probably gonna just erase them. Deal with them after. It's for quickly loading the next image in your folder by pressing page up down in the image editor. Oh, that's so handy. That's extremely handy. I'm actually just gonna make my life easier here and erase using the line tool. I'm doing this by hand like a maniac. Alright, how am I doing for time? 2 hours, 20 minutes. I'm still good to stream for a little bit, so I'm having a great time. Okay, I need to the same sort of thing here. What's happening? I lost my... Oh, I'm on... Okay. Oh. Good. Thanks, man. Thank you. Coming along. It's definitely nowhere near done yet, but it's coming along for sure. Look, it's just amazing what you can do with texture painting. This is, I mean, this is the geometry. It's crazy. Okay, so you go to edit mode. I'm gonna select the metal. Actually, let's go here. Oh. Like, why is that being weird? Oh, now I know. Can I merge this down? Dang it. Okay, let me see if I can solve this problem here. How do I make changes to the permissions while we're doing this? Let me see. Okay, we're gonna Google it. Oh god. Things are falling. Just use my mind powers to recall them. Looking it up. Google is unsurprisingly not helpful on this matter. How do I allow links to live chat on YouTube? Yep, you need to be a moderator of the chat. I should be. I own the chat. Okay. Maybe it's in the settings here. Customization. Live reactions. Anyone can participate, yes. I have absolutely no idea how to change it, so you can... Apparently you can only merge image layers if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's alright. That's still amazing. The ability to be able to do that at all is incredible. Where the heck now? Okay, I gotta figure this out. You guys should be able to post links. Do. Beware about scam links though. That's actually why it's off. That's why I had originally shut it off. I used to stream years ago, but I was streaming music production. You have absolutely no idea the amount of times I got like links to very loud explosions and stuff like that. It was awful. So maybe what I'll do is I'll just redirect people. If you have links, just join the Discord. It's just, it takes a click of a button. Plus that restricts it to a smaller community. If it's a harmful link, then I can deal with it. Alright. Let's see. This is looking okay. It's looking okay. So maybe what we'll do is we'll add a new image layer. This is just light NMM pop. I'll leave it at 1K because I'm just painting in a little bit of light. Like that. Yeah, maybe I'll just leave the feature off for now. Sometimes I have moderators. I have two people that can moderate occasionally, but neither of them are available today. And while they're there, I think they can you can preview links and make sure they're good and then decide to send them or not, but I don't have them today, so. Not that I don't trust the people in my chat, but man, some people are mean, you know what I'm saying? Especially on the internet, jeez. Mean place. Gotta be careful out there. Things that make you go, You know what, though? I'm gonna have a washroom break and grab myself a drink. So in the meantime, enjoy this little animation of Kirby driving up and down the street. For the record, I don't trust the chat. I learned that the hard way the first time I streamed. But I will be right back. Chat, don't go away. I'll be back, I promise. Back to that. All right. Give me warm things. You just came back and oh my goodness, what? The metal? Oh, it took me a minute to get there, man. It did not look great for a minute. What is this now? I had a weird thing on my screen. It's fine. Oh. Let's smudge this a little. Yeah, there we go. Actually draw, select that. Select, here we go. Darken that back up. Alrighty. We could probably do a little bit darker of a value there. Just where... trying to think. It hurts. Thinking hurts. Won't lie to you, chat. Sometimes it hurts to use my brain. You ever get that feeling? Alright. I keep doing this incorrectly. There we go. It's maybe a bit much. I kind of want it to be... I don't want it to be, like, super clean. Like, if I was gonna do solid, like... a solid kind of contrast between the highlight and the shadow there, this would be like a really clean metal. It'd be brand new, basically. By having it kind of like this, it looks like it's taken some damage. And I'll go in and I'll actually add like highlights and stuff where it's been scratched, but for right now, this is fine. Okay, I think what I want to do now is I want to go here. I'm going to add a new layer. I'm gonna add a, I'm gonna use Photoshop to add a knot. Question is where? Because I don't want my concentration of details to be too much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of notches. 1, 2, 3, 4. I should maybe have one more or one fewer of these things. So I think what I'll do, let's just do this here. It's going to be a 4K image because I'm going to want to paint on it. I can try and very quickly kind of plan where I want this knot to be. There? Definitely not on the middle board. Definitely not in the center. Maybe there. Okay, let's start there. I'm gonna go to external. Have this match the same resolution and quick edit. Go to Photoshop. I think right around here. Create a new layer. I'm going to turn smoothing on. This is the same thing as stabilization. Grab this. Much too big, and it is nowhere near opaque enough. Grief. Photoshop's giving me trouble. It's too dark. Okay, I have to use my brain again. Big, medium, small. Small. Medium. Oh, it looks like garbage. Maybe I should think in terms of painting instead of being a dingus. Let's do this. Down a little bit, make that color. Keep pushing Blender hotkeys instead of Photoshop hotkeys. A soft eraser, I think. Okay, well, one thing's for sure, it's not in the right spot. I'm not. This is why I should be using reference. But I didn't reinstall PureRef. Silly. Silly, 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 silly. Wrong button. Alt, brain. You can do it. I believe in you. You can fire. I just need a neuron to fire once, that's all. No, I don't think we would see a highlight there. Maybe here. A little more vibrant there. We can always smudge this around when we bring it back in. That's no problem. Smoothing back up. A little assistance on this curve. All right, that's not terrible. Bit dark though. Also, it's on the wrong layer. No. No. How much of that has been on the wrong layer? All of it. Wait, I have an idea. There we go. I'm just gonna do this. There we go. Let's just bring that in. All right, let's do that. Here we go. Back to Blender. Oh, I hate when that happens. Why? Oh, interesting. This. That's interesting. Weird. That's weird. All right, well, That's fine. Let's try that again. Let's turn on our stabilize. It's alright, we know what we're doing now. We know what we want and where we want it. We can just draw it in here. Equally doable. That's much too long of a stabilize though. Here we go. Something like that. We're gonna blur it. Blurt. It's gonna blur it a little. I'll go back in and tidy it up in a minute. Pressure sensitivity has gone very wonky all of a sudden. Wonder what happened. Well, normally, yeah, I hear you. Painting on the wrong layer sucks, but the only reason it was on the wrong layer is because my drive crashed the other day, and I had to basically reset all my preferences for everything. And one of the things I wasn't able to do, or I forgot to do because I didn't encounter the problem, was my tablet's pen. When I'm in Photoshop, the bottom button is E. So I keep hitting Control and that button, which is Control E, and in Photoshop, Control E is merged layer. So it keeps dropping the layer I'm working on down. Normally that's not an issue. But this time it most certainly was. Alright, we're gonna select highlight color here. Yeah, the only thing I wish you could do in Blender that you can't right now is lasso select to mask things. And honestly, that's actually pretty much it. If I could do that, I'd be really, really happy. And rotate, actually. If you could rotate, and I could do, it's a 3D model, but that doesn't terribly fun. Let's see. Yeah, normally it's not an issue. Okay, what's happening here? This should not be there. Thanks, Utru. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. I will talk to you soon. Probably gonna hop off soon also. And get the rest of my stuff sorted. Like, here I floated up and fix my Photoshop buttons. We're doing for time. But we're almost at 3 hours, so I'll go for another 10 minutes and then we'll finish it out. So let's do this here. Not loving this as it is right now, but that's right. If I don't like it, I will just delete it and start over. I'll do it a million times if I have to. You know why? Because this thing's not gonna win. I'll win. I will win. Looks like a wonky avocado right now. Wonky slush. Anybody in chat gets that reference, I'll be impressed. Anybody out there played Pal World yet? My friends and I have been enjoying it. It's quite good. Buggy as heck. But it's really good. Especially if you like Pokemon, it's kind of insane actually. Back on for a minute. Can this go on my menu? Dang it, I can't add it to quick favorites. Okay, that's starting to not be terrible now. The heck color is that? The heck color is that? It's the wrong color. Oh. Good grief. Just going to all of the places that are going to catch the light. I'm going to highlight them up. I think I might want bring this in a little bit. Kind of like it's dipped in there a bit. Makes sense. I'm just smoothing it out now, just to get it to average out the kind of blend here. I'm gonna take a step back and see if it looks like Garbo or not. We shall see. Actually looks okay. Adjust it afterwards. For right now, let's just... I don't know why it's not grabbing the correct color there. It's grabbing a darker color than it should. Blend that out a little bit. There we go. It's looking a little weird here. Oh, thanks. Yeah, you'll notice, you may have noticed a trend already, is that for the first little bit it looks absolutely nothing like what I'm going for, and then after a little bit of fiddling it gets there. But hard. Art's hard. I don't know what to tell you. It's just hard. It's a bit blurry right now, and that might be fine. I may go in and make it less blurry later. There's a lot of kind of getting detail is about edges, how you manage your edges, but right now, also from distance, like it may not make a difference at all. Don't like that though. This is also, I'm gonna have to fix that. I'm gonna make sure it selects from merged. Allow you up. It's still really dark. Why are you so dark? Oh, I'm erasing. Hate being dumb. Makes life way harder than it has to be. What can you do? Oh, we're almost there. 2 minutes. So here's the thing, chat. I'm thinking of streaming twice a week. Mondays and Thursdays around the same time. Because I have, I can spare like 2 hours those days. So I may be back on Thursday. I will keep you posted in advance of that. Probably keep working on the shield, honestly, until it's done. But as you can see, it's a slow process. I mean, I did basically nothing but work on this shield for the last 3 hours, and I got a notch, the metal, and a knot put in. Well, it takes a minute. But, and it's a lot of fun. It's been 3 hours. Yeah. I don't know if you mean that's been a long time or a very short time, but feels like, it feels slow. But that's because I just want to take my time and get it right, you know? It's worth doing. Alright, but that's it. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. Go get something to eat, take a little break, and then I got other work I gotta get to, sadly. But thank you so much for stopping by, everybody. It was awesome to hang out. Feel free to come and join the Discord. It's linked in the description of this chat. This will be going up as a VOD also. If you missed something and you want to check it out, you'll be able to watch it later. And come say hi in the Discord. Talk to me on Twitter. Whatever you like. I will catch up with all of you soon. Okay, thanks again. We'll talk to you soon. Deuces!